I went in with this change knowing that like I might lose some people, honestly. So this YouTube channel started over 5 years ago, and I think our very first video was when we went to the Hershey RV show.
Where'd you get these?
At the Ocean City Mall. Oh, you didn't stop.
And I always hate watching it back because it was really, really bad. But since then, we've made 150 videos, and we've really grown a lot as people, as content creators. And in those last 5 years, we've lived in 3 different RVs. Okay, as I'm editing this, I realized that we never even made a video showing you guys our current RV, which is an Alliance Paradigm 370 FB. So sorry about that. But what I'll do is I'll put a link to the video that we did on the Matt's RV Reviews channel where we did a whole tour and gave you some of our honest thoughts. So if you want to check out our current RV, go and take a look at that video. We've been all around the country, all around the world. We've shared some of our lowest lows, like when we got our truck broken into in New Orleans.
And then we came out to the car and I'm like, Jen, why'd you leave the window down? And she's like, I didn't leave the window down. And I'm like, somebody busted out our window. So
that was fun. And also some of our best moments, like when we went island hopping in Greece. That's one of my most cherished travel memories. I think what I've always loved about this channel is getting to document our life and all of the cool things that we have the privilege of being able to do, and just being able to kind of like watch your life back. It's a lot better than just looking at photos. Like you really get to relive the moments that you've experienced. And we've also had some really long breaks on this channel since we started, which I'm going to get into later in the video. But after 5 years of making content, this channel is about to change. So this YouTube channel has really always been a passion project of mine. Until recently, I did all the editing. I do most of the filming. Like I'm the one who's really passionate about making videos and documenting travel. But since we started the channel, it's never been my full-time gig. So I've always kind of done it on the side. You might know that my main job was editing for Matt's RV Reviews, and I also have been involved with the Liquefied business. If you are familiar with Matt's RV Reviews, I'm sure you've heard of Liquefied. In 2025, that is really changing for me, and I have the opportunity now to do the blog as like my full-time thing. So I'm going to jump right into how this channel is changing. Starting next week or in a couple days, I'm changing the name of this channel from Will and Jen to just me, Jen Knowles. And I'm going to break down all the reasons why this change is happening. So last year, our work schedule and our life really adjusted from before. Will is very involved in both Matt's RV Reviews. As you guys know, he films all the towable videos with Matt, but Will also has a big role in Liquefied. So I think his official role is like VP of operations and wholesale. He does a lot for Liquefied, and that has become pretty much his full-time job and takes up a lot of his time. And then on top of that, he recently got his real estate license in Florida. So he used to do mortgages and has always been into real estate. So that's kind of a side thing that he's working on now when we are down in Florida. And so between those 3 things, Will's schedule has become really busy. And because his schedule has become so busy, he doesn't have as much time to travel and be involved on this channel like he used to. So you're gonna see in the very next video that comes out, but I'm gonna be doing a lot more solo trips where it's just me traveling. But on top of that, I think I've been feeling really called to a new direction for this channel. As you know, we come from the RV space. A lot of our viewers found us from Matt's RV Reviews, and so a lot of you have an interest in the RV industry. You probably follow other RV YouTubers. But a little spoiler alert for you guys. You'll see this in a couple weeks and we'll give you all the backstory. But Will and I don't live full-time in an RV anymore. And so there's going to be a lot less RV related content on this channel. So instead, where I see the focus of our videos going is more on solo travel, but especially solo travel for people who are in a relationship or married. So there's a lot of channels that do, like a lot of females that do solo travel and they're traveling full time, but a lot of those people are single, or at least from what I've seen. And so what I want to kind of debunk is the myth that you can't solo travel if you're in a relationship or you're married, if your partner doesn't also have the time and ability to travel. I think a lot of people hold themselves back because they feel either bad about traveling without their partner, or they just think like, I'm not gonna have a good time traveling by myself. I really want to create content to show you guys that you can travel alone, you can still have a really good time, and that doesn't mean that you're only traveling alone. But if you have the ability to travel more often and that's a passion of yours, figuring out how you can still make that a part of your life, even if your partner isn't able to do that. Now, I want to address a couple things on here. So first of all, yes, Will and I are still very happily married. There's no issues there. That's not why I'm doing this. Will has actually been really supportive of this change. And it just kind of makes sense because with it, the channel just being my name, there's no expectation of what anyone else will bring to the channel. So you'll see I'm still going to be traveling a lot with Will. There will still be a lot of videos where maybe Matt's there, or I'm going on a trip with my mom, or Will's sister Kati. I'm still going to be traveling with other people, but I'm not going to be dependent on their input for the content. For example, like Will's at the Liquefied Warehouse working right now, but I don't need him to be here to film this video for the channel. And so it kind of takes a weight off my shoulders, just not having to rely on another person to crank out the content and be consistent with YouTube. So another question might be, well, why not just start another channel? And I honestly thought about that a lot because it's hard to know how many of you are super interested in just like the RV space and aren't going to want to follow along. But ultimately, I decided to continue with this channel because one, I put a ton of work into growing this community, and I really want to stay with this community that we built and the people who have supported us through all these years. And I'm hopeful that a lot of you just want to follow our life and our journey, and you'll still be interested in sticking around and watching me and just seeing how our life and evolves and the travels that we go on and everything. But I understand that some of you might not be as interested in the kind of content that I'm making going forward. And so if that's you and you're not super interested, it's totally fine. It's no hard feelings. I get it. I went in with this change knowing that like I might lose some people, honestly. But hopefully there's a good group of you that's still interested and still wants to stick around. So if you do still want to follow along on this channel and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be putting out videos now on a weekly basis. This last part of the year, I had all these backlogged videos that from like a whole year's worth of travel that were just waiting to be edited until I had the time. And so you probably saw we were like cranking out a ton of content at the end of last year, just trying to get more current of like what's happening in real time in life. And so now we're more up to date. I still have a couple more videos coming out in the next few weeks of things that happened last year. But after that, it will start being a lot more current with the time between when we film a video and when I put it out. And I think I'm going to stick to Sundays. I'm still experimenting a little bit to see if there's a day that seems to do better than others, but Sunday's a really good day. I think a lot of people are on watching. So for now, we're going to do Sundays, but it will be a video every week coming out. Now, along with the weekly videos, another thing I'm revamping for 2025 is our email newsletter. Will used to write the newsletters, and then once we got busy last year, that was just another thing that kind of fell to the wayside. But it's a big priority for me this year is our weekly video and a weekly newsletter. And so I'm going to be basically sharing an even more real-time view of like what did I do last week? What trip did I just go on? Kind of like a vlog in written form, but it's coming out earlier to you guys and the videos will even be. But also on the newsletter, I want to share kind of behind the scenes and tips of running a travel vlog. Like what does that look like? And then honestly, whatever other topics I feel like you guys ask questions about and you're interested in. So if there's anything you'd like to see me talk about either here on YouTube or on the newsletter, leave those comments down below. But I'm going to put a link in the description to the newsletter sign up. So if you aren't already subscribed to email newsletters, make sure you go sign up. That's a big priority for me this year is putting out great content for you guys every week on that as well. So make sure you sign up. And another thing with the newsletters is that's where I'm going to release everything first. So one idea I have that I might be doing later in the year is hosting a group trip where a group of you can join me and we'll go somewhere really epic. But anything like that, I'm going to release it to the newsletter list before I do on YouTube, just so it's kind of like a priority list of the people who are most engaged. So again, make sure you hit the link. I'll also put a QR code up here. So if you're watching on TV, it might be easier to scan the QR code. But that's going to be like our little niche community of all of you that are really interested in knowing about things first. Okay guys, so here's what I'm gonna do. For everyone who subscribes to the newsletter between now and next Sunday, which is January 12th. I'll cut it off at 11:59 p.m. Everyone who signs up during that period, you're going to be entered into a drawing for a special box that I'm going to put together. It's going to be some of my favorite like travel goodies and stuff, and I'm going to personally put it together and ship it out to one winner. So if you want to join the newsletter, now's the week to do it. If you've already joined our newsletter in the past, I will include you in the drawing because I appreciate your support. And so again, you have between now and next Sunday, just this week, to enter that giveaway. So to wrap it up, I just want to thank you guys. You all have been like so supportive over the last 5 years of us making videos. Like I said, we've gone through periods of big breaks and, you know, not being consistent. And now that this is my full-time gig, I have so many ideas, and I'm so excited for all the content and newsletters and just, you know, being really engaged on this channel. And I want to thank you guys for being supportive over all the years where we were struggling to be consistent on here because it was just one of many things on our plate. And I'm so grateful that I'm now in a place where I can make this my full-time job, because this is really my passion in life. I love traveling, but I also love making videos. I love filming and flying the drone and editing, and you know, this is my biggest passion in life, and I'm just grateful that I get to do this as my full-time job now, and I'm excited to build this community of you who are interested in traveling as well and maybe have some interest in solo travel. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great new year. I hope you're excited for this upcoming year. 2025 feels like I have a really good feeling about it. 2024 wasn't so hot, I'm not gonna lie. There was some stuff that went down in 2024, but this year feels like a really fresh start for me, and I hope it does for you guys too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Sunday for my first solo trip, which I'm excited about. Bye, guys.